Hey, how's it going, Joker fam? It's your boy, Haha Joker Man, and today we are going to be going over the first Demon Slayer movie, Demon Slayer Mugen Train. Now, before we go ahead and get into that, I want to say thank you guys for showing so much love and support for the latest videos that we have posted on the channel, man. The views are doing great, but also make sure you guys like and also subscribe to the channel, man. And also comment down below if you guys want to see more reviews like this, maybe other animes or even other movie reviews, things of that nature. Just let me know in the comment section below. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get straight into this Mugen Train. Now, Mugen Train starts off with Tanjiro, Nezuko, Inosuke, and Zenitsu boarding the train looking for Rengoku. Now, the reason that they're there is that they're there to essentially assist Rengoku with his mission, which is to find and slay the demon that has been killing passengers that have also boarded the train previously and obviously currently now. Now, once they find Rengoku, Tanjiro kind of has a sit-down talk with Rengoku regarding things that have happened with him as far as slaying the past demon, the lower moon 5 demon Ryu. Pretty much explaining him that he pretty much did a dance that his dad taught him, and he asked Rengoku, does he know anything about it? Now, Rengoku, he's so cool with some of his responses and stuff, but I think that's why I like him, is because he's such a different character than other characters in the show. Pretty much his response was like, no, I have no idea what you're talking about. But he pretty much explains to him the different breathing forms and things of that nature, and also pretty much says like, hey, you know, asks him what color is your sword. Now, after finding out Tanjiro's sword is black, it pretty much tells Rengoku is that he is pretty much unsure of what breathing style he's willing to learn, which obviously from season 1 we realize that he goes from water style to sun breathing, which he used only a little bit, but again, he still used it regardless. Whereas other Hashiras, they've already mastered essentially their breathing styles. But pretty much at the end of the conversation, Rengoku pretty much like, I'll take you under my wing to help you learn a specific form. Now, as soon as they're done with their conversation, a demon appears, and Rengoku pretty much mollywops both of these demons that appear with ease, bro. Now, this is our first time seeing a Hashira actually like put in some work. Obviously, we know Gaio, he appears. We know he's got strength. Obviously, we know of other Hashiras. They kind of put in work here and there. But, like, this movie is the first time we're going to see a Hashira put in work from point A to point B. And this man, Rengoku, does not disappoint, man. He takes these demons out, like I said, with ease, bro. Like, no problem whatsoever. So, after Rengoku disposes of these demons, they all sit down and they're pretty much just staying aware of what's happening on the train. At this point, the train conductor walks by and punches all their tickets. Now, keep in mind, Nezuko, even though she's with them, Nezuko doesn't have a ticket. She's just kind of chilling in the box. You know what I'm saying? This does play a role later on in the movie. But as he punches their tickets, again, at the point in this movie, I don't know what kind of Bill Cosby ass tickets these are, but it knocks everybody out. Not just Rengoku and Tanjiro and the rest of the crew. It knocks out all the humans too that had tickets that were on the train. Now, once this happens, we actually get a look at the demon. Well, I guess just his hand, because that's all it is a hand with a mouth on it. Yeah, I'm not gonna go and get into that. But needless to say, it's a hand with a mouth on it, and this demon is talking to these kids. Now, again, it's unsure of what these kids suffer from, if they sleep and just have bad dreams, or they just have sleep insomnia. I'm unsure of what the issue is, but pretty much they are doing what this demon tells them to do to essentially have good dreams. So I'd assume that the demon somehow is making these kids have bad dreams, which again, it's really bitch made, because do your own dirty work. Why are you getting kids to do this type of stuff? But regardless of that, he pretty much gives these kids these ropes. Now, these ropes they can tie around their wrists, and they tie it around the person's dreams they're trying to get into. And what the demon is essentially asking them to do is pretty much destroy their soul core, well, which is pretty much just their soul. Now, at this point, we skip back to the rest of the crew having their dreams, starting with Tanjiro. Now, Tanjiro's dream, I'm not gonna lie, it really did hit home, because it's about his family. And his family is alive in his dream. From his sisters to his mother, they're all alive. And even Nezuko is in the sun. She's no longer a demon in this dream. Now, if you guys remember from season 1, this is the whole reason of why Tanjiro became a demon slayer, is to help find a cure for Nezuko, and in this dream, she's cured. To be honest, one of the few times that Tanjiro's crying is actually warranted. And now we get into Rengoku's dream. Now again, we don't know too much about Rengoku, but we actually do get kind of a glimpse to what Rengoku was before coming a Hashira. So essentially in his dream, he's sitting in front of his dad. His dad's kind of laid out, and he's trying to explain to his dad that he wants to become a Hashira. Now, we do find out that his dad used to be a Hashira and either quit or got kicked out, one of the two. And his dad pretty much tells him that it doesn't matter because you still won't amount to nothing. Nigga. Like, what kind of bitch made shit? Like, bro, just because you got kicked out, like, don't put that on Rengoku like that. Like, that shit was so flawed to me. But again, I don't know. I don't know if it's jealousy or whatever the case is, but it was messed up either way. And, like, going from Tanjiro's dream to Rengoku, you would figure, like, he's supposed to have, like, good dreams. Like, this doesn't seem that good, but as it is, his brother is also in his dream. His younger brother, I should say. And he goes and approaches him because his younger brother wants to become a Hashira. And essentially that conversation is, hey, look, like, don't worry about dad. Just follow your dreams, do what you feel is best for you, and that's all you can worry about. Now, getting into Zenitsu's dream, this nigga Zenitsu, bro. Like, this man is having a dream that he is running through a field with Nezuko. And at some point, he's like, hey, we're going to go ahead and cross this river. And Nezuko says, hey, I can't swim. And he just puts Nezuko on his back, and they're just skipping across the lake, doing some weird. Like, honestly, I'm not really too surprised with Zenitsu's dream. Now, getting into Inosuke's dream, he's pretty much dreaming that he's training, but he has underlings that are Tanjiro, Zenitsu, and Nezuko. And they're all smaller than him, and they're just training, fighting a demon. It's just weird. But honestly, once again, not surprised by Inosuke. All he wants to do is fight anyway, so that doesn't really shock me. But again, they're in this sleep and they can't get out of these dreams. Now, while all this is happening in their dreams, these kids ended up entering their dreams, obviously with the mission of destroying their souls. Now again, they have to find and locate the souls. Now going back into Rengoku's dream, pretty much in this dream world, these kids cannot be seen by the person, only because obviously they'll know something is up, something is wrong. So as this little girl is trying to hide and find the soul, she eventually finds the wall that leads to Rengoku's soul. Pretty much when she tears down this wall, there's like fire everywhere, which again, from the flame Hashira, like what else would you expect? You know what I'm saying? So she walks through, finds the soul, and as she's about to stab the soul, in real life, back on the train, this man Rengoku, still knocked out, still asleep, grabs this little girl by the throat and starts choking the dog shit out of this little girl. Like, bro, so bad. Like, and she's choking in the dream, obviously. So, like, this is like the instinct of a Hashira. You know what I'm saying? He has that instinct. He has in his subliminal conscious that something's amiss, and he puts a stop to it immediately. Now, going to Tanjiro's dream, obviously, once again, another kid is there, but it goes a little bit differently. He finds the wall to Tanjiro's soul, tears it down, but bro, I can't really explain it to y'all what Tanjiro's soul looks like, but it looks like a vacation spot. Like, low-key, like, if I had a vacation anywhere, it's going to be in Tanjiro's dream. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, vibrant and all the colors are, bro. It looks so nice. And while this kid is there, this happens a little bit later in the movie, but since we're in Tanjiro's dream, we're just going to get it out the way. While the kid is there, he can't even muster the will to destroy Tanjiro's soul. Now, keep this in mind, too. Tanjiro is not like, obviously, Rengoku, nor Inosuke, because Inosuke has that beast kind of instinct, so it's not really surprising for him. And Zenitsu, we know how Zenitsu is when he's unconscious anyways, you know what I'm saying? So he just becomes a real nigga. So it's not really a surprise with that. But simply, this kid is unable to destroy his soul. And Tanjiro doesn't even realize that the kid is even near his soul. But as it is, Tanjiro is safe for that time being. And as far as Inosuke and Zenitsu, these kids don't even find their souls. Like I said, Zenitsu has that, he just, when he's unconscious, he's just a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? So he ends up finding the kid in his dreams and was pretty much like, yo, you're not Nezuko. What the fuck are you doing here? Like, scaring the hell out of this kid and pretty much running him out of his dreams. And Inosuke, pretty much the same thing, just running this kid off, running him right out of his dreams. But once again, they are still asleep and unable to wake up. Now this is when Nezuko comes in. Nezuko exits out of her box, realizing, pretty much seeing Rengoku still choking this kid. Don't know how this kid didn't die, but she sees Rengoku choking this kid and sees Tanjiro trying to wake up and is unable to. Now keep in mind, while in Tanjiro's dream, he realizes certain things are happening, and that's because of Nezuko. Now Nezuko tries to wake him up by headbutting him, but then Nezuko starts to bleed. This is kind of when Tanjiro's instinct kind of kicks in. He smells the blood from out of his dream, but realizes it in his dream. And once that happens, the dream starts breaking down, and he starts realizing subtle differences that eventually help wake him up. In his dream, he's wearing pretty much the same outfit that he wore the day that he left his family before they were slaughtered. Now, after realizing that Nezuko was hurt in some way, shape, or form, since the dream's starting to break down, he's now wearing his Demon Slayer outfit. He has his sword, things of that nature. So now he's starting to trying to get out of the dream a little bit more. Now, once Tanjiro starts trying to find an exit, his dad in his dream world comes so smooth too. Just comes in out of nowhere and pretty much gives him this advice. I don't know how Tanjiro jumped to this conclusion, but his dad pretty much told him, grab your sword, what you need to cut is nearby. Something to that extent. I don't know how Tanjiro took that and put it into, I need to off myself. Now, again, I don't know how YouTube regulation is as far as using the actual term, so we're just going to leave it to off himself. Once again, don't know how he jumped to that conclusion, but he did, so that's what he did. And eventually, he woke up. Now, at this point in time, once again, everybody is still knocked out, but the kids realize that Tanjiro is awake and he's up. Tanjiro knocks all these kids out right in the back of the neck, no problem. Like, these kids, just bad stepchildren, just get them out of here. Now, after that happens, Tanjiro realizes that this is due to a demon blood art that for some reason he didn't realize it before. He noticed it faintly, but not enough to do something about it. But now he's going to do something about it. He tells Nezuko to try to wake the others up while he goes faces the demon. Now at this point, Tanjiro exits the train and makes his way on top of the train, where he runs into the lower 1 ranked demon, Enmu. Now, Enmu is the one who has obviously used his blood demon art to cast a spell on not just his friends, but everyone else on the train to put them in a deep sleep. At this point, Enmu's wondering, like, yo, how the hell you awake, bruh? He doesn't realize on what he has been doing, what Tanjiro did in order to pretty much exit out of the dream. Now, at this point in time, Enmu is putting Tanjiro to sleep every single attempt, every single time Tanjiro rushes in. But every single time he does it, obviously Tanjiro offs himself in his dream and continues to close the gap. Eventually, Enmu does pick up on what he's doing, but by then, it's too late. Tanjiro has already closed the gap and he beheads Enmu. Now, you would think that should be it, but no. Enmu starts to talk, and that's when Tanjiro realizes this ain't over yet. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, Enmu then starts to fuse himself with the train, and then he threatens to pretty much kill all the passengers on the train. At this point, Tanjiro realizes now he has to go and protect the passengers as much as possible. At this point, Inosuke is now awake, and he's there to now back up Tanjiro and protecting the passengers. Now, while they're protecting the passengers, obviously Nezuko is doing her part to protect the passengers too, because she already has tried to wake up everybody. Now she has to, help out where she can. But somehow she ends up getting caught by Enmu, and then now Zenitsu's awake. Well, he ain't awake, he unconscious, but you know what I'm saying? He's in his real nigga form, you know what I'm saying? And his entry too, bro, it's so smooth, bro. You know what I'm saying? He has another smooth entry. You just see the lightning in his train and everything, bro. It is so clean. And obviously Zenitsu, he's there and he's putting in work. And then right after that, that boy Rengoku is now officially awake. And of course, out of anybody's entry, of course Rengoku, he got to have the cleanest one. You know what I'm saying? He got to have the cleanest one. He pretty much wakes up and says, yo, I'm a Hashira, and I can't believe I allowed this to happen. Like, we got to correct this. And this dude, his entry, bro, he pretty much lit an entire half of the train on fire, bro. Like, it was so clean, bro. The art, the anime, bro, it is so nice, bro. But while all the fighting is going on, Rengoku makes his way to Inosuke and Tanjiro and pretty much gives them the order of saying, like, hey, you guys need to find where the demon is at. Where is his neck at? And you have to destroy him there. I will protect what I can as far as these 5 carts back here. So that's pretty much what Tanjiro and Inosuke do. They leave the train, they go towards the front where the neck is at. But of course, obviously striking the final blow ain't gonna be that easy. Now at this point, Enmu now launches a counterattack. All of these eyes start coming up out of nowhere, and each eye is able to put you to sleep, just like what Enmu was doing previously to Tanjiro. The difference is that Tanjiro only had to worry about the one body, the one demon itself. But because there are so many eyes that has the potential of putting you to sleep, it now becomes a bit of an issue. Because every single time Tanjiro offs himself in a dream, he has to open his eyes. Once he does that, there are eyes right in front of him to put him right back to sleep. And it's becoming more difficult and difficult for Tanjiro to launch a counterattack. So Tanjiro thinks of the idea to close his eyes before he wakes up completely. At this point, Enmu realizes this based off of what happened at the beginning when they fought on top of the train, and this time the eyes are closed. They're not going to put him to sleep, and at this point, Tanjiro is already preparing to off himself when he goes back to sleep, but he's still in the real world. And as he puts the sword to his neck, and he's about to make that cut, Inosuke jumps in and saves him before he does it. Now, Inosuke is not affected by this because he's wearing the boar head mask. In order for this spell to work, they have to be able to see your eyes, which they can't really see Inosuke's eyes through the mask. So now, just before Inosuke and Tanjiro are able to launch their counterattack, the train conductor steps in and tries to go to stab Inosuke. Tanjiro steps in and takes the hit. Now, be honest with y'all, it couldn't be me. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, it could not be me. Because if it was me, train conductor got to get knocked off. I'm sorry. For one, you try to sneak attack my homeboy. That's number one. And number two, with a knife no let, bruh, nah, I'm sorry. Bare minimum, your arm got to get cut off. You know what I'm saying? Bare minimum. But we know how Tanjiro is. So, it is what it is. He got stabbed. So, Tanjiro goes ahead and knocks the train conductor out. And then they finally launch their counterattack. Once again, everything, it just goes together. The animation, the color, everything just goes so smoothly together. Now, after Tanjiro delivers the final blow, train crashes, runs right off the track. And after that, they're trying to sort through everybody, make sure to see who's hurt, who's not, and everything like that. We know how Demon Slayer gets with the demons, bro. They all have a sob story. Even the upper ranked demons have a sob story, you know, from Ryu to the rest of them. So you guys already know what time it is. Enmu's sob story. Sight, nah, he ain't have no sob story. Enmu was pissed off. He did not knock off who he wanted to, bro. Like, this man Enmu was going off on like how many people he should have killed, bro. Like, he went down the list of everybody that was on that train, from Rengoku to Nezuko, like working with a demon working with humans. Like, what is this? Like, he was going down the list of how he should have knocked everybody off. There was no sob story from him, and you wasn't gonna get one. That was probably the realest point throughout the entire movie of Enmu. But as it is, Tanjiro's on the ground, obviously still hurt from getting stabbed. Rengoku teaches him this technique to kind of control your breathing, to stop the bleeding essentially, and to kind of start the healing process. Teaches him that real quick. Make sure everybody's good, everybody's fine. And that's the end of the movie. At least that's what we thought. Out of the woods, man, appears the upper 3 ranked demon, Akaza. And as soon as Akaza arrives, he sees Tanjiro and he sees the earrings. This man ain't saying no words. He ain't doing no talking. He ain't about none of that. He goes straight in for Tanjiro. And without even hesitating, Rengoku steps in and slices this man's whole arm right down the middle. Now this catches Akaza off guard for a little bit, but then he realizes like, hey, I like you. You should become a demon. Rengoku's like, nah, bro, I ain't with that, but you can get these hands though. Like that's about all you gonna get. But throughout this whole thing, Akaza is obsessed with turning Rengoku into a demon. And that's pretty much all he is trying to do at this point. And obviously, of course, kill Tanjiro. But that's really what he's trying to do. And Rengoku's not having it. So they just gotta square off. And right before the fight starts, bro, Akaza just pulls up like this skill tree or something underneath. I don't know if it's this demon art or whatever it is. This man had a whole skill tree pop up underneath him. So I already knew it was showtime, bro. And here we go, man. Rengoku, Akaza, blow for blow, matching each other, bro. But as it is, every time Rengoku cuts off an arm, makes a cut across his chest, whatever it is, he regenerates. And Akaza just keeps coming at him. Eventually it gets to a point where Akaza does land some hits. He gets a cut across his eye. He then ends up breaking Rengoku's ribs. It's a demon against a human. At the end of the day, Rengoku eventually starts tiring out. And Akaza, all the wounds that were inflicted on him, they begin to regenerate. And once again, Akaza makes a final attempt to pretty much plead Rengoku into becoming a demon. He wouldn't have to worry about tiring out. He wouldn't have to be worrying about his wounds or anything like that. And Rengoku, once again, says, nah. But you can catch this work, though. And this man, Rengoku, hits this dude. I don't know if it was a dragon or a tiger. Bro, the animation on this, bro. Y'all gotta see this, bro. The animation on this, bro. When Rengoku closed the gap and started going toe to toe for real. For the last opportunity, last dish effort to try to end Akaza. Bro, it was so clean, bro. And the freaking flame tornado when that shit came, bro. It was so dope. And then the smoke settles. And after that, Tanjiro and Inosuke are standing there pretty much defenseless because obviously Tanjiro can't really do much. And Inosuke feels like he was just getting away. And the smoke clears. And Akaza has his whole fist in Rengoku's chest. It's done. It's a wrap. And like, this is probably one of the few times that I've seen Akaza get like this, but like the way he looked, he's like, bro, we can fight forever. We could spar forever, bro. Just become a demon. Like, he really wanted this to happen. But now, I was thinking, bro, it was going to happen. Because you guys think about it, Nezuko became a demon, but obviously maintained some of her human-like qualities. Could y'all imagine half Hashira, half demon? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I feel like that would have been so dope. And then Rengoku has a flashback to his mom. And pretty much his mom was saying, you're here on this earth to protect people. And do the best that you can to do that. And as soon as that flashback is over, Rengoku gives another last dish effort. Rengoku has accepted, I'm not making it out of this. But my nigga, you ain't either. He takes his sword and goes right at his neck. Now, it doesn't cut all the way through, but it is cutting. Kaza sees this and says, you know what? I tried. You know what I'm saying? But now you're going to have to get this left hand. Since his right one was stuck. Now you got to get this left hook, bro. He throws it, and Rengoku catches it and holds on for dear life while using his other arm to still try to cut through. And as soon as that happens, the sun starts coming up. And Akaza sees this. And he's like, you know what? This ain't even worth it. You know what I'm saying? I did my job. I did the best I could. Let me just go ahead and bounce. And his arm is stuck. With his other arm still caught and Rengoku's sword about to cut his neck off, he can't get away. He can't escape. Now, as useless as Tanjiro and Inosuke would have been in this fight, this is an opportune time. Y'all got to do something. So they get up and they launch a counterattack. Inosuke charges in, takes a jump, and as he's about to try to deliver the final blow to Akaza, Akaza tears both his arms off and then breaks Rengoku's sword and takes off. He escapes Inosuke's counterattack and takes off into the woods. But it is what it is, because Tanjiro does launch like one last dish effort. Again, it was followed by some weak shit too after that. But either way, he ends up throwing his sword right into Akaza's back as he's fleeing. Like, bro, on some like Tom Brady shit, like threw an absolute dot right in his back, bro. And then Tanjiro starts going off, pretty much saying like, yo, why are you running this down a third? Akaza turns back like to himself, like, bro, I'm not even running from you. Like, yo, I was like a quarter inch just a couple minutes ago from putting my fist like dead in your forehead. Like, you have no idea. You lucky I ain't got enough time because the sun coming up. Because if I did, I would mollywop you and your homeboy Inosuke, no problem. That's for sure. And Goku's there, slowly fading away, man. It sucks because throughout this movie, man, we finally get to know a Hashira a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? And I did like Rengoku. Rengoku, out of all of them, as far as like personality and how different he was my favorite Hashira so far. You know what I'm saying? And I have respect for him, bro, because all he wanted at the end of the day was to protect everybody, and that's including Tanjiro. And even to the bitter end, bro. And then, bro, this part caught me because we already knew he wasn't going to make it, but this part really got to me. Like, I ain't gonna lie, when I first saw this, I teared up, dog. I ain't gonna even hold y'all. But right before he faded away, we see a glimpse of his mom. We see a glimpse of his mom again, and he pretty much said, "Mom, did I do good? Like, did I do a good job?" And she nodded yes. And my dog Rengoku died with a smile on his face. And bro, I legit got choked up on that part because that shit, that really hit, because y'all know from Rengoku's dream, his dad didn't really give a fuck about him being a Hashira. Didn't care whatsoever. But his mom felt like he was doing the right thing. And he died doing the right thing. After Rengoku dies, everyone's crying, obviously. Inosuke, Tanjiro, Zenitsu, everyone's crying and they're mourning. And then the crows, the messenger crows that all the Hashiras have, pretty much all the Demon Slayers have, are going around sending out the message that Rengoku has fallen. And everybody's, sad and ripped apart about it, and it sucks, bro. And that's the end of the movie. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing too, how they did this movie, yeah, it might not be the happiest of endings. It gets you wondering, how is season 2 going to be? Now here's the thing too that I liked about this movie. This movie, like certain anime movies, they don't really fit into the story. It's just kind of like a side thing, you know what I'm saying? Like canon versus non-canon type thing. But with this fits in to the series overall. It fits in from season 1 going into season 2. And that's one of the things I liked about this movie. Now, me personally, out of 5, I'm probably going to end up giving it we'll say like a cool 4.5. You know what I'm saying? We'll say a cool 4.5 because I do feel like if they were going to kill him off in the show, or in the movie, I should say, Rengoku, I feel like they could have detailed certain things a little bit more. Now, once again, I've already seen season 2, so I do know that certain things do get detailed within that season, but I do feel like they could have probably hit on a few more other points within the movie. But again, that's just my 2 cents. But again, y'all, that's the movie, Demon Slayer Mugen Train, bro. Hope you guys enjoyed this content, man. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. So make sure you guys stay tuned for season 2 and my review on that. And also, like I said in the beginning of the video, man, make sure you guys also like, subscribe, and make sure you guys comment an anime that you guys would like to see reviewed, or even a movie that you guys would like to see reviewed. All right, catch you guys in the next one. Peace.